So this week we're going to talk about all of the pages that I have finished coloring in the month of September. September is almost over, so we're going to do this now. I have colored 36 pages, which is absolute insanity. When I started counting up my pages, I was like, oh my goodness. So we're going to look, some of them are simpler than others though. So, all right. So the first one we're going to look at is Botanicum. I have 4 pages in here. So we're going to look, I did mark which ones. I might have 5 in here actually. All right. So I did the front cover. I did these with Prismacolors and some gel pen. So I liked how this one came out. This is one of the earlier ones I did. I didn't put a date, but I know it was in September because this book I started in September. All right, this was September 3rd. This one was also Prismacolors and gel pens. And I think I used an acrylic paint marker for the background. But I like how I did her in like all gel pen. I don't know if you can kind of see. She's very sparkly. All right, the next page. All right, so the next page I have is this one. I really like how this one came out. I obviously have a thing for coloring leaves. It's just my thing, my jam. So I really like how this came out. This was on the 7th. I have a whip right here that I'm working on. Oh, I do have 5 because I finished one last night. I finished this one. I love how this one came out. I put some, this is my Black Widow pencils and stickles. I used the yellow. I used the yellow for the flower, and then I used the pink for her wings. But I really like how that came out, and I really like how the Black Widows blended and looked in this book. So I was very happy with that one. And then the last page I have is this one, which I showed in one of my other videos. I used this one to kind of experiment and see what material, like which pencils I have and which things that I have that I like in this book. Because some pencils and things I like better in other books just because of how the paper is. So I have a couple of these in some of my books where I'm like, let's just see what works in this book. This one I actually went through and labeled what I had so I could keep track of the ones that I liked. And then I started this one, so I have another whip right here. And then I think that's it. I marked some of the pages that I want to go back and do. All right, so those were all the ones in Botanicum. So that was 5 in there. The next one is, I should have about 4 in Small Victories. So I finished this one, and this one I did all with gel pen. This first one I also used stickles. So this one I was trying something different to see if I liked the gel pen. If I can stop my camera from shaking. There we go. And I worked on this on and off all month. I just do one every so often. I did the butterfly. This was with, what did I do this with? I think this was my Faber-Castell Black Edition. That's what I did on that one. Here's a whip, so I'm still working on that one. This one, I love how this came out so much. So I tried different things with this one, like different colors. These ones were the Prismacolors, and these ones were my Black Widows. And then I have a whip over here that I'm doing the dinosaurs. I really like how the fish came out. And then I have this that I'm working on. So this is a whip for next month. I started one on that page, and then I was doing some things with gel pen, but I think I'm going to go and finish this with pencil. Oh, and then I finished this one. My friend painted this one, and then I wanted, or colored this cup, so I wanted to finish this page this month, so I think that that's super sweet. So I had her sign and date what she did, and then I colored the rest. And I really like how this page came out, because this is one of my favorite pages. Okay, so those were all the pages, so there were more than 4 in this one, for small victories. All right, so this one I should have about 7. These were super simple ones. So this is Spooky Cute, Cute and Comfy Coloring Book by Coco Wino. So let's see what we've got in here. Now, these books also went by faster because I used alcohol markers in these. So I was also practicing alcohol markers. This is my first attempt in using them. So I did this page. And this book I kind of just went in order because I just liked all the pages. So we have this little like Grim Reaper dude. I liked how this one came out. I forgot to like put something underneath at one point, or it was not lined up right, so it bled through, but I was able to fix most of it. So it doesn't look too bad, but I like the colors in this and how the contrasting colors. This is my favorite one, and I love how this turned out so much. I'm super tempted to like rip it out and like frame it. That's how much I love this one. I just love how it came out. This one's super cute with the Grim Reaper on the skeletal unicorn flat, using a teapot or teacup to water flowers. I used stickles on this one too to see how it would work in this book. I did this one. I did this one. And I did this one. This one I actually like how it came out. This one came out super cute. So those are the ones that I did in this one. I'm going a bit fast just because I have so many. All right, the next one is Southern Lotus's Spooky Stuff. Like I said, I love the Southern Lotus ones. So I really wanted to try one of their like smaller ones. This is another one that I'm using alcohol markers in, and I just went in order. So I did the title page, and I loved how this came out. It's so cute. And then I used gel pen on the little bumblebee. So I think these were the first ones I actually did with the thing. Now, this kind of went through. I had stuff under it, but it like yellowed the paper. But the Ohuhu markers I was using are the small ones, the thin ones. And I've heard that those have that problem. I have some bigger sets now, like the bigger markers. So hopefully I won't see as much of that. All right, the little Tamagotchi. I tried to do some highlighting. This one's watercolor markers, and I don't know if I'm just not using them correctly. So I need to see if I want to, they're good for books that you can't use like the alcohol markers in, but I think I need more practice on how to use them and to watch more tutorials before I make like a definitive decision. These were Ohuhu water markers. This is alcohol markers. This one I just did and just was relaxing. I think that that's it. Unless I did, oh no, I did this one. I loved how this one came out. And because it's a snow globe, like I like how my, how the highlighting came out. I like how I put the stickles on there so it looks like a snow globe. I think it's supposed to be like I don't think it's supposed to be a snow globe per se, but I did it like a snow globe. And then this is the one I did a color along with on my channel. And I loved how this one came out too. And that was a really fun video to film. And that was the first color along I did like that I did with my alcohol markers. So I really like these two are really easy. If you just want a simple coloring book to kind of like, hey, I just want something simple to relax in October while like for Halloween, these two are really good. Like these two, I would highly recommend. Okay, let's do, so it was also Space Timber. I'm gonna move this out a little bit. And I did summon this. Now these are the Southern Lotus books that have the amazing paper. They're a little pricier, but they have amazing paper. And I love them. Now this one for me was a little bit more difficult. So I have this whip. I started with pencils and I wasn't sure if I liked how it was coming out, but I just need to finish it. I think I'll like it once I finish it because I like how the astronauts come out. But I decided to move on and try something different. So I was doing alcohol markers and I really like the alcohol markers in this book. So that's what this is. And then I used alcohol markers on this one. And I just like the colors and like how I can get everything kind of popping like that. And then I think I did one more. So those are the 3 I did for Space Timber. And this one is alcohol markers as well with a little bit of gel pen. And I really like how all 3 of those came out. And doing the alcohol markers for this was also the first one I showed you. See, in it, the first one I showed you, whoops, was also taking me forever because it's such a big book. So I was also just kind of getting bored. But once I started doing the alcohol markers, so I like the space one, definitely. I just straight up alcohol markers, and I think that's what I'm going to use for the most of them. So this is the Outer Space one by Southern Lotus. And that's one that I really like, and I did 3 in that. All right, now we're going to end with my 2 favorite coloring books. So we're going to go with Butterflies and Flowers. I actually did less in this one than I thought I was going to, but... So I did about 4, so let's make sure that that's right. Some of these were August, so that's August. I mean, I didn't do an August video, so you can kind of see these came out really, really good. I think that was August too. This should be the first one for September. Nope, that was August too. That was the end of August. And what I've been doing, especially in this one, is on the back, I've been putting the date and what I used. So that's when I started that, and a lot of them that I'm using my pencils for, I'm doing that if it's like one-sided. Here we go. All right, so September 1st, I did this one. This is Inktense and Prismacolors. And then I tried to do some embellishing. So I like how this one came out. And there's this one. This one was all alcohol markers and gel pen and stickles. So this one was when I was trying the alcohol markers, I think. I think the flowers are alcohol markers and these are Inktense. What did I use? Alcohol marker, Color pencils, Prismacolor. Okay, so that's what I did. Is I did alcohol marker and then I did color pencil on top. This one's all alcohol marker. This one came out okay. I think I also used some Prismacolor. Nope, that was all alcohol marker. This one, I love how this one came out. And this one is the one for this book that I was like, you know what? Let's try a bunch of different things and see what works in this book like the best. And I'm going to tell you right now, everything I used worked in this book. Like the butterfly and the insides here, all different things. So I used Inktense, I used alcohol markers, I used watercolor pencils, I used Derwent watercolor pencils, my Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, my Inktense, and alcohol markers. I used, so on this book alone, so this one, I used, Faber-Castell watercolors, the Derwent Inktense, I used alcohol markers, I used Derwent watercolors, I used Prismacolors, I used my Faber-Castell blacked, I used Caran d'Ache, I used, and then I used more of the watercolor pencils. But that was like the butterfly. Because the other stuff, I mean, those were the same materials that I used for like Prismacolors here. I think this was Inktense. But I really liked the look of how this one came out. This was like one of my favorites that I did. So that's what I did in this book this month. I have a whip, so I'm starting this one in this next one. Yeah. All right, and that one is, Butterflies and Flowers by Southern Lotus. This is like literally one of my top 3 coloring books. I love this coloring book so much. The other one that I was really surprised that I did so much in this month is Joanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. Typically, I find her coloring books pretty overwhelming, but because I think I've been doing so much coloring, they don't feel as overwhelming. I actually, my next video, I'm going to go through and kind of show you what I've earmarked to like try and color next. And most of them are in, like, it's all Joanna Basford books because I just kind of went through them and been like, what do I want to color? So let's start in this one because I have like 8. I did 8 pages in this book, which I am so proud of. We're going to go towards the back because that's just easier. I know which one's first. Oh, that's a whip. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a whip I'm working on, and I just really like how it's coming out. But where is... Here it is. So here's one of the ones that I did. I'm not thrilled with how this one came out. I don't like how I did the background. You could really see the line, so then I went through and tried to like I used, what did I use? Where is it? I used a blending marker. So I went through the background and I used this like colored pencil blender from Artist Loft, which is Michael's. And it looks better than it did, but I'm not thrilled with the background on this one. So this one was okay though. It's not bad. It's just, the background didn't come out how I had kind of envisioned it, and that's fine. I just need to do more tutorials on backgrounds. So I know that that's something that I need to work on. I did this one. I love how the little houses came out. You'll also notice that I did a lot of the more simpler ones, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. This book's also, I feel like, a little bit simpler than some of the others. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the camera. I'm trying not to with this. This is one of my favorite ones of the month too. So I love how this came out, the balloon part of it. Like that just came out so beautiful. This was done with my Black Widow pencils because I wanted to see if I could blend them as well as the Prismacolors, and I'm actually really enjoying the Black Widow pencils because the Prismacolors are they're not the most expensive, but they're still pretty pricey, and I was really going through them. Like I will show you for example, I'm getting them like super tiny. Like look how tiny that is. Like that's ridiculous. But I have my pencil extenders, so I keep going through them, and they're like a bunch of them are small enough that they have to be in pencil extenders and stuff. So luckily they're colors that are easy to find. But I wanted to try another budget pencil to just see if I like them, and I actually really do like them. They do take some getting used to, like I'm learning how to use them, but that's the same with any pencil. Here's the one that my Instagram people voted on. So I did actually color the one. I had 2 up for votes, and this is the one that they voted on, and I liked it. So I really like how that came out. This I used acrylic marker and either I think this was my Black Widows. All right. Then this was one of the earlier ones in the month, and I really like how this one came out. This was with Prismacolors and stickles. I got it. I put some glitter on the lemons, so I really like how that came out. That was really fun. I've got a whip right here that I'm also working on, so I have 2 whips in here that I want to probably prioritize for next month. I love how this one came out so much. This was very ambitious for me, honestly, because this was the first time I had done a double spread. So I did the double spread with the houses, and I just really was proud of myself, and I really loved how this came out. I thought it came out so good. Oh, that's one that's just one I earmarked to do. Here's one that I also did as a color along. That went up on Thursday. So this is one where we finished it together. And here's an elephant one. I did this with the Black Widows. This was one of the first thing I colored with the Black Widows. So it didn't come out as well as like the balloon one, but it came out okay. Like it wasn't too bad. And then I think that's the last one. So colored about 37 pages, 36 to 37 pages this month, which is insane. Like, I can't even. Now, in all fairness, some of them were super easy, and like some days there were ones that I could do like in a night, or a couple even, like the ones in these ones I did very quickly. So yeah, so I did them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I colored in 7 different books this month. With everything starting to get crazy with the kids and stuff, we'll see how much I color next month. I'm not expecting to color as much as I did this month, but I still can't believe I did like 30 something pages. I need to set like a reasonable goal. So once I kind of figure out my average in over a couple months, then I'll do it like 7 pages a month or 10 pages a month, because that feels more realistic. But I've just been really into learning how to do it. So I've just been coloring a lot. So thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me what coloring books you like. Which picture was your favorite? And then I'm going to put up soon another, like, which one do you want me to color? And that's on my personal Instagram, and I will put one, I'll do 2 different ones. I have also one on my other Instagram, the Wordsmith Revolution. So I'll put one up on both. So yeah, and then the next video should be my October plan on what I plan on coloring in October, or some of the pages I'm interested in coloring. I don't know how much I'll stick to it, because I'm very much a mood colorer, just like I'm a mood reader. And then also I'll have a video when I finish the book I'm reading, and I'll do a video on that because I'm really enjoying the book. So I'll have a book video coming out in a couple weeks, and then what I am coloring for October coming out soon too. All right, so have a great week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.